Yo, YouTube, what's up? Just want to talk real quick about tickets in general. Parking tickets, traffic tickets, the little bullshit we don't like paying. Because I see that a lot of us just simply do not know how to operate, in general. And this is whether you went through the initial secure party, creditor filing, and all that stuff. This is regardless of that. This is just operating in general. Anytime that we get a ticket, well, I'll deal with real life scenarios as far as in the crooked city that I'm in. So, I'm in Miami right now, but. So, for instance, City of Chicago, as far as parking tickets, City of Chicago sold the rights, sold that whole operation to a third party, which is called Serco. Now, Serco are the people that pretty much, if you stay in Chicago, those are the people that pretty much run the meters, especially downtown Chicago. We got to pay attention to these different things. Like look and see whose names are on these presentments and stuff like that. And just look into the things. But some years back, the city of Chicago either got lazy, greedy, or whatever, and sold the whole metering systems to a company, got outsourced out. So we got new metering systems where they no longer take a couple quarters. Now they take credit cards, of course. So if you can take credit cards as opposed to quarters, of course you get more money, right? So now on top of that, now the police officers are no longer writing the tickets physically themselves. Now we have these little 18, 21, and 21-year-olds walking up and down the streets. I'm not saying they're the only ones, but walking up, they have the most stamina, so they can hit a lot more territory faster than an older person, just logically speaking. So you go park your car, you try to run the store for 5 minutes, you come back, you got a big fat ticket on your window. You like, what the fuck, right? And as soon as you get that ticket, everybody gets that feeling when they get that ticket, or that presentment. That's the proper terminology, or the offer. Once you get that offer in that envelope, that pretty little envelope, whether it's yellow, orange, black, white, whatever the case is, it's just a decoration that we prefer not to be on the vehicle, right? So we get that, we like, oh shit. Now a $10 trip could cost you up to $150. Depending on what the violation was, and depending on how many violations they gave you, because you might have one for a city sticker, a plate sticker, a missing front plate, or parking in the tow zone, parking near fire hydrant, parking while black, like whatever. You get the point. So instead of getting frustrated, we need to understand the corporation and the business that we're dealing with. That's it. You see what I mean? As soon as they put that stamp, first of all, just like I said earlier, we're dealing with a lot of these cities are contracted out and recontracted the services through a third party. That right there gives us legal standing to challenge and successfully challenge and defeat, the oppressor. If I get a ticket in Chicago downtown, it's gonna be a little bit of receipt that says the time, the date, my license plate number, the officer number, and officer badge number. If you guys are actually reading the full ticket and paying attention to the detail. So how is it possible? You got to ask yourself these logical questions, because we're dealing with a contract here. Contract. We got to pay attention to everything that we get now, especially for those out there that's trying to that so-called themselves trying to become creditors. This is what you got to do as a creditor. You're supposed to look at the presentment and know how to operate, or at least know how to start to, and at least know how not to respond. You see what I mean? First of all, as a creditor, the last thing you think about doing is actually physically paying it with your hard-earned money or Federal Reserve notes. You're trying to figure out, as a creditor, we're trying to figure out, okay, what do we send to these people to, how do we present legal notice to eliminate this issue? And that's pretty much what it is. So at the end of the day, once you get a notice in the mail, you pretty much gotta well, not in the mail. The first notice that you get as far as tickets, parking tickets, traffic tickets, is usually going to be on your windshield. The day you get that, you got to understand that the clock starts right now, and it's actually we're in a better position to challenge, because that ticket hasn't even generated inside the system yet. Because if you take that ticket and go home and go online and try to research that ticket, I guarantee you it's not going to pop up. It's going to pop up about maybe like a week later, usually 7 days. Because think about it, when you look on that initial presentment offer, it tells you, shit, it says you have 7 days to XYZ to contest or pay. You know, so and that doesn't mean that it's going to go up after that first presentment, but that's giving you the first offer, because that's before it goes in the system. So you got to understand. See, just because they issue out somebody knock on your, if you live in a high traffic area where you get a lot of soliciting and stuff like that, you get a knock on the door, somebody trying to sell you some goddamn knives, and you got a fucking kitchen full of knives. You don't need the knives, or want the knives, or don't want to buy, whatever the case is. Are you obligated to purchase those knives just because that person knocked on your door? That person came up to your car. You see what I mean? On your private property, even though you're registered with the city and the state, so legally they own your shit. So, but that's another story. The point is, it's ways to slither out of these little citational contracts and stuff like that. As soon as you get that ticket on your windshield, you take that ticket, you take that pretty little envelope. You're gonna contest, but you're gonna contest in a different fashion. What you're gonna do is you're gonna check the little box, put that ticket right back in the envelope, and you're gonna give them a legal package in there. There's gonna be a documentation in there with certain legal literature and stuff like that. Just a hint, and the actual document. One of the actual documents or challenge letters that we sent off, it will be inside of the members, inside of the membership group, the HellraiserLegacy.com. It will be inside of the resource center for all my members, my premium and VIP members. All premium VIP members will have access to these actual challenge letters. So basically, what we're dealing with is maritime admiralty law. We're dealing with the law of the sea when we're dealing with the courts. So we put the courts on notice. We put the Department of Finance of that city on notice about the citation. We acknowledge the fact that, hey, this is a third party, and then we CC their bosses, like Chicago. First of all, any non-criminal matter is supposed to be the prosecutor is supposed to be the DA of that city. The DA of the state of Illinois or Crook County is or Chicago, Crook County in general, is Miss Kimberly A. Fox. So you CC Miss Kimberly A. Fox, you CC the Department of Finance, UCC Serco, which is the third-party agency that actually fucking operates the metering systems if it's a parking ticket. And what you do is you challenge jurisdiction. You challenge jurisdiction because you never had a contract with Serco. You see what I mean? You're not in the contract by default. Now, how you do become in the contract by default is by not responding in a timely manner. If you ignore notice, if you go past that 7-day mark and you don't do what you're supposed to do, Okay, by default, they cast a guilty judgment by default. If we go past 7 days, we still can hit them. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a little harder. You see what I mean? Challenge jurisdiction all day, every day. Challenge jurisdiction. You challenge jurisdiction with the right law, depending on the right. We got to relate our laws based on the situation that we deal with. You know what I'm saying? We fighting with the UCC. We fighting with the Maritime Admiralty. We fighting with the common law. We fighting with contract law in general. You see what I mean? Or a combination of it all. And always reserving and protecting our rights on it. When we sign that ticket, we sign that ticket with our name, and right next to our name, UCC 1-308, without prejudice. You see? Sign that off right there. That, okay, cool. The officer signs, you sign, you reserved your rights, the officer didn't. So guess who's gonna be liable for the taxes on that ticket? The officer. You see what I mean? So we just gotta start understanding our contracts, how to protect our rights, reserve our rights, and move forward. But anyway, you get that ticket, you need to respond immediately with legal notice, via certified mail with tracking number. That tracking number on that certified mail, like I keep saying this every time I'm talking about contracts, we send everything registered mail, certified mail with the contract number. We peel off the top serial number, and we put that shit on the document. That is our register. Now that's public record, because anytime you go online to look up that tracking number, it tells you the time and date and where it went to and who the fuck signed off on it. So guess what? If they signed off on it, what just happened? They just accepted our offer. And our offer, if they accepted our offer and our paperwork is on point, they have to abide by the laws within the contract, within the time period that we gave them. So we gave them 10 days, 15 or 30 days, but you got to give them 30. You got to give them at least 30 days. Most cases, some cases. But 30 days, you get them, that's their 30-day notice. They have to either approve jurisdiction, which they can't, or they have to remove the citation. Simple as that. Now, if you wait till your tickets pile the fuck up, it's been 30 days, you done missed the 7-day period, the 10-day, and the 30-day. Okay, guess what you got to do now? You can be a secure party, you can be whatever you want to be. Guess what you got to do? You got to pay for the ticket, goddammit. You got to pay for it. You got to pay for it. We got to stop being scared and stop wasting time. We have to operate. We got to operate. This is a lifestyle. That's keep telling you. This is a lifestyle. This is not no just getting in, like filing some paperwork and all your debts gonna disappear. Everybody gonna leave you alone. That's not gonna happen. If you think that this is what this is, you in the wrong game. You gonna quit anyway because you think I'm finna hurry up. That's why everybody's so frantic to go do paperwork. I'm finna do that. No, you still gotta know how to operate. You don't even know how to. That's like having a whole bunch of weapons in the house. If you don't know how to use the weapons, what's the point of having a weapon? Do not say nothing to nobody without having legal documentation. So these sample documentation will be in the resource center at the hellraiserlegacy.com. If you're not a member, become a member. Sign up, support the movement. If you don't support the movement, you must be against the movement. Our whole purpose is create powers with numbers inside of a community-based network where we collaborate, share information, experience, and stuff like that. Dealing with universal issues. You know what I'm saying? This is another issue. These bullshit ass traffic tickets and citations. You know? I'm on vacation now. That's why I don't have the documents and stuff like that to show. And I'm not giving out no more documentation and stuff like that on YouTube. You got to be a part of the movement, or that's it. Because I got my people depending on me. So I gotta make sure I'm providing that stuff for them, for the people that's really down for the community and is down for human rights in general. So that's it. I'm hitting my 15-minute mark. Finna go back out here, probably hop in this jacuzzi or whatever. And that's it, y'all. Peace out. Take y'all around.